Nobody likes writing documentation, but any documentation is better than no documentation at all. Let me tell you why you should write documentation daily and why you should read documentation religiously. Among a million of reasons for anything, here are reasons why you should write documentation properly. One, have you ever written code on a Friday? Then you don't look into that code over the weekend. Then when you start looking into that code, again on Monday, you ask yourself, what was I thinking? This happens mostly when you are either a beginner or writing a complex algorithm. Imagine in that scenario, what would happen if you had documented what you were thinking. Two, let's say you have a huge repository that was created long time ago. There have been several contributions to the same code. The logic is highly modularized. Now, let's say you are looking for a piece of code that does something specific, for example, that handles cleaning of dates. With proper documentation, you can easily search and find that code. With no documentation, three, now you have written your beautiful code, business is booming, and your team is growing. Every 2 months, you're hiring a new data engineer, but you don't have documentation. That means that the size of your onboarding Jira ticket grows with your code. To remedy this, write documentation. Then when you hire someone, have the link to the documentation in their offer letter. When they join, you just need to ask them, why haven't you finished my Jira tickets? 4, how many times have you forgotten to do something? Respond to an email, handle an edge case, and you totally forget about the request until someone reminds you. Document your interactions, document your code, document everything so that nothing goes under the rug. 5, have you ever tried reading someone's code and ask yourself, what was he thinking? I know some people who ask themselves that when reading my code. If I had written documentation by then, their lives would have been better. Sorry guys, but we learn as we go. 6, in real life, anyone writing code does not spend 100% of their time writing code. You'll be lucky if you spend more than 50% of your time writing code. Now, imagine you are a data engineer maintaining a data ecosystem that serves, let's say, 20 analysts. I cannot fathom the quantity of meetings you'll be pulled in to walk people through data lineage, data catalog, data semantics, storage, strategy, etc. Just write documentation. You will thank me later, and everyone in your team and analytics team will thank me later. Your CEO will thank me later. I mean, your founders and investors will thank me later. Damn. I need the other producer to come and stop me when I digress, the producer of Ankomo. Anyway, now that you know why you need to write documentation, let me convince you why you need to read documentations religiously. 1, you will have the superpower of debugging and fixing people's code. Do you see that data engineer who you admire and want to be like? Yeah, that engineer reads documentation. When you read documentation, you can easily understand the code that someone wrote. 2, while reading documentation and checking other people's code, you learn about how other people code and how other people write documentation. You're likely going to discover interesting coding patterns, more especially when you read documentations, and review code written by senior engineers. 3, I still hold on to the idea that the best way to learn a technology is by going through its documentation first. Try reading Docker's documentation. There is no better learning material for Docker than its documentation. Also, if you want to master a technology, read its documentation. I mean, if you want to master Amazon Web Services, read AWS documentation. 4, when you're always in the neighborhood of documentation, you will know when new features are released for that software that you're using, or a platform, or a tool. There are documentation platforms that have separate documentation versions of the software. The best example is Apache Airflow documentation. You'll see version 3 documentation, version 2 documentation. So these are the reasons why you should read and write documentation frequently. If you liked them or learned something, give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment on your opinion about documentation. I read all the comments. Next week, we are going to create a documentation platform on this channel, so subscribe. Until next time, you can watch the video that I've linked somewhere here and learn about how data as a product is a game changer.